Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you might be. Hello. Um, this is Kate Beaters, your breakthrough success expert, and I have a really important training for you today. So I'm just making sure everything, and Heidi Yulin, I just want to make sure everything is good to go because this is a really big training. That's something I usually teach on a Facebook Live, and it is so powerful. So I'm going to suggest that all of you just kind of push everything else aside because you do not want to miss this because it's huge. I want to call it like lightning bolt because these are things that's like, oh my gosh, it totally transformed my life. And when I teach this to my clients, it transforms their life. And when I do this, teach it at live events, it transforms their life. So stay tuned. Hold on, man. Hold on, because this is really super powerful. So what I want to talk to you about today is, if you're like most of us, you probably set some goals for this year, right? Maybe it has to do with increasing your income or saving more money, maybe new opportunities, maybe a new job at your office. You're going to switch jobs. Could be all different things. Maybe you want to start speaking or doing events. Could be all sorts of things that you have set an intention that you want to have happen for you. And that's awesome, right? That's why we're here. Well, and actually we're here because we want to talk about what's getting in the way. So let's face it, we can set all these intentions and goals. The truth is that we don't hit them all. And there's a couple of really big reasons for that. And I want to share one of the biggest blocks. And when I learned this, like I said, oh my gosh, lightning bolt, and has totally transformed my life as I gotten to understand it and learn to master it, and then in turn teach it. And I've developed this really cool formula around it. So I want to start sharing this with you so you can create a huge awareness and then not have it be a block for you anymore. So let's use the example of, let's say, we'll talk about money because that's always such a big one for people. So let's say that you've decided either, if you work in a job, you're either going to ask, let's say you're going to ask your boss for a raise or promotion, or maybe if you're self-employed, you're an entrepreneur, you decide like you're going to raise your prices. Okay, you're going to start charging more money for your services. Both of the real common theme. So let's say you're all set to do that, and in fact, if I gave you a piece of paper, you could probably write like 100 reasons of why you now deserve more money. Maybe you haven't had a raise in 10 years. Maybe you're doing more than what initially was expected of you. Maybe you're better at what you do. Your coworkers love you. Your clients love you. The boss loves you. Whatever. You've got a whole long list of all sorts of reasons of why you really deserve to be making more money. And if you talk to some of your close friends, they'd be there right with you saying, yep, absolutely, go for it. You should be getting more money. So, right, real common theme. But why is it that you'll start to do that and then you'll start to stop? Maybe you backpedal. Maybe you say this isn't a good time. Or if you do start doing it, you kind of mess it up a bit. Or if it actually does happen, there's some kind of sabotaging going on and it never really comes to fruition. So I want to share one of the big reasons why this happens and how you can start to shift this. And it all has to do with a little 4 or 5-year-old, or maybe 6-year-old. So let me explain what I'm talking about. So take a deep breath. Yes, I did actually say like a 4, 5, or 6-year-old. Take a deep breath with me. Go. I just came from Tai Chi this morning. We did lots of deep breathing and it's good for you. So take that deep breath. So here's what I'm talking about, and I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to kind of dramatize it a bit, just so you can really, really get it. So let's say you are in the car with your parents, your dad's driving, your mom's in the passenger seat, and you're sitting in the back seat. Common scenario. And you hear your parents talking, you're in the back seat, but you overhear them talking, and your mom is saying, let's say your dad just picked your mom up at work, and your mom is saying, she's practically in tears. She said, yep, I asked him for a raise, and he basically said, like, you haven't been here long enough, and I don't pay anyone that kind of money, and we're just struggling to keep afloat, and what makes you think I should give you a raise now, and you're just lucky to have a job. And your mom is telling this to your dad, and she's like in tears, telling the story. Maybe she's even crying. Again, I'm being very dramatic so you can get the point. And your your father, is like angry, and he's like saying, like, that jerk, he should give you a raise and you deserve it. You've been working early, coming in early and staying late for him, and he should be paying you more money, and you should go quit. And he's all angry. Maybe he's even swearing like that. You know what? Now you're in the back seat. You're hearing this conversation. Again, you're 5, 6 years old. You're hearing this conversation. You don't really understand it all. All you do know is that your mommy is very upset. She's practically crying, and your dad's really angry. And it's got something to do with asking for more money. And that's all you really get. So you don't have the wherewithal at that young age to ask your parents, say, hey, mom, dad, can you just kind of explain like how this works, asking for a raise, and what to say and how to respond back, and all this kind of stuff. You don't have that wherewithal. You're too young. You're just too young a child. So instead, you take it all in and you make this decision in a split second, faster than I just snapped my finger, that it's not safe to ask for more money. It's just not safe. And you take that, and that becomes part of your story, and you take that story and you put it in your library of all your stories that you have of your life. So that story could stay there forever until it gets dust on it, right? Until it gets dust and the paper starts, rippling up because it's so old. But let's say 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever many years later, you decide you're going to either ask your boss for a raise or promotion, or if you're self-employed, you're going to go start charging more money for your services because you've decided like, hey, I deserve this, just like that example we talked about earlier. So what happens is you're all ready to step into it. You've got 1,000,001 reasons of why you should be earning more money, but you don't go forward. So why is that? That little 5-year-old is not going to let you. That little 5-year-old is going to say, no way are we doing this. It's not safe to ask for more money. Now, you might be saying, Kate, look, I'm an adult. I'm 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, however many years old you are. I'm bigger than a little kid. I can overpower them. I can say that. And I'm going to tell you, you are wrong. You can't. Because if you have ever witnessed, and we all have, you go into a toy store or a grocery store, and there's a little 5-year-old who decides that they want that toy or that new doll or that new car, or they want that new cereal or whatever the heck it is, or that candy. We've all seen them throw tantrums, right? And what does the parent end up doing? The parent gives them the toy or the cereal or the treat, whatever the heck it is. We've all seen that. Maybe you've even done that, right? And yet you are bigger than that little kid. So what I want to share with you is that, first of all, your little child is not being a little spoiled brat. I want you to understand that. That's really important to get. And I'm going to say it again. Your little child is not being a spoiled brat. What's actually going on is that your little child took a vow to keep you safe, and it's not safe to ask for more money. It's just not safe because mommy got all sad and daddy got angry. And that's what the little child knows about asking for money. So that little kid would walk through fire to keep you safe. You getting that? Can I get some hearts and likes? Because this is so damn critical to understand. And that's why it's got nothing to do with how talented you are, how smart you are, how hard you work. Your little kid is going to keep you stuck. Okay? Now, in case you have to dive off early before I wrap this up and you want more, go to info@katebeaters.com. It's info@katebeaters.com, and let's talk about working together or coming to one of my events. But I still have a little bit more to go, plus I want to share a big secret with you. So this is really, really huge to understand, because a couple of things. First of all, your little child might not necessarily be 5 years old. It could be 2 years old, 5 years old, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13 years old. It could be 16 years old. It could be one of those teenagers that's like, you don't understand me, and stomps out and slams the door. I mean, your younger self could be 21, 25. It's younger than you. But it's very powerful in this area, and it's in every area of your life. You need to understand this. This is in every area of your life. It determines your story of how you show up in the world, what you believe you deserve, and it determines what kind of job you have today, how you spend your money, how you save your money, who you hang out with, who you get in relationship with. the opportunities in your business if you're an entrepreneur, also everywhere in your life. It shows up so many times every day. And the truth is that most of us are not even aware of when this even pops up. And it happens over and over and over again, because basically you're living a story over and over and over again. And it shows up all the time. In fact, times it happens to me and I don't even realize sometimes. I'm very self-aware and I get it a lot of times, but sometimes it does not even show up. Sometimes it doesn't, we're not even aware of when it is. And that's when, like my coach will say to me, like, Kate, it's your younger self. And I'm like, oh, shoot, but this happens all the time. And this is what keeps us stuck. And that's why the work I do with my clients, or that people get to experience at my events, is so powerful, because I've created this system that combines all sorts of mindset work. It combines tapping, laws of attraction. I'm even pulling in some neuroscience. All sorts of really cool things to help you take your power back. You've got to learn how to take your power back. Otherwise, you're always going to have this little 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever year old child running your life. And that's going to keep you stuck for no matter whatever the situation is. And you're going to tell your story. You're going to tell yourself that story that that's all there is and that's how things should be. I want to tell you that you are smart enough. You are talented enough. You are good enough. You do deserve all this and so much more. So please, reach out to my team. This is my mission. This is my brilliance of helping people through this, letting them experience this so they can actually make these shifts. Reach out to my team, info@katebeaters.com. That's info@katebeaters.com. And let's help you come into a place of power instead of that younger self. Please share this training. This is super, super powerful training. And the secret I wanted to share with all of you is that I had to do some work with my inner child, my younger self, before I did this Facebook Live training. Because part of me was going like, no way, no how do I want to start doing this just out in the internet. I'm fine doing it with my clients, fine doing it at a live event, but just do it out there, a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm just being really honest with you. So I had to do the work. So I didn't decide to do either to cancel this Facebook Live or do it on another topic. Everything changes when you take your power back. Learn how to do that. Come work with me. info@katebeaters.com. And until we meet again, be brilliant. Bye.